Well, hello. I'm doing something a bit different to my normal ride videos. I thought I'd have a bit of a discussion topic about a current issue that seems to be causing quite a lot of controversy about people getting ticketed for parking on the footpath on the side of the road adjacent to the river. Now, the misconception is that it's a ticket for parking on footpath, where it's actually a ticket for parking on the yellow lines. Now, I've loved coming to Matlock for many years. This picture of me on the boats with my granddad at Matlock, not Matlock Bath, that one was about 60 years ago, and then during the 70s used to go there in the car quite often, and then in more recent years on the bike. Speaking of 70s, this picture, it's not mine, and these few pictures, they show clearly that the yellow line's going back even 50 odd years ago. Difference is that probably wasn't quite as busy, so bikes weren't parked on the footpath, they parked over the opposite side. So the highway boundary, not to be confused with the carriageway, goes right up to the fence. A few years ago, about 6 years ago, I put in a freedom of information request to show exactly where the highway boundary was, because I'd had a bit of a parking argument with over a ticket that I got in a private car park. So I thought I'll just check out if there are places where you can get away with parking on the footpath at Matlock Bath. But as this map shows, it goes right through North Parade and South Parade. The highway totally covers all that area right to the edge of the fence. My next little map is a bit enlarged. That shows North Parade separate, and then the next one is just South Parade. Then there's an enlarged one showing a place that's not actually a highway, but you'd have difficulty finding somewhere to park there because it's just a tiny bit in between the raised flower bed and the chip shop, so you won't get much of a bike in there. So basically, you're lucky if you don't get ticketed if you park on that side of the road. There's also been discussions on the other side of the road about the 1 hour parking. Now, it's unlikely that you'll get away, as some suggested, with just moving your bike a few yards down the road and saying you parked in a different place. But what you might get away with is parking on South Parade and then moving it to North Parade, or vice versa. So this last bit is just a bit of a close-up of showing the tiny little bit where you could legally park without getting a ticket based on the street view. So just hope that clears things up a bit. Just be careful parking out that side of the road, otherwise you're at risk. That tiny little bit there of the cobbled area is probably the only bit that's private and not highway. And then the other side of the chip shop, it's down steps, obviously you can't park there. Thank you for listening. Cheers.